Well, hey, everybody. Welcome to another show, Jim Hall, You Ought to Know. And we're in Victorville, California, here on 7th Street, a historic place. We're at Parker's Barbershop. And you're going to find out about that today. But we've got some big news on this particular show. Caden's been with me on now over 75 shows. And today, we're opening up a brand new season. This is our first show of the season, and this is our 300th show, number 300. Also, we've got another little fact about today's show. This guy is going to be 2 years old here in just a matter of days, aren't you? Well, today he's getting his first haircut on camera. How about that? And are you excited about that? I hope so. And we hope you are too. Stay with us, everybody. We're here at Parker's, 7th Street in Victorville, simply because, like with all of our shows, number 300, you ought to know. Stay with us. Haircut time coming up. Welcome back, everybody. Jim Hall, You Ought to Know. And I told you today, kind of a historic day. We're in kind of a historic location, well, at least to me. Alita, first off, introduce yourself.
I'm Alita Miko. I'm the owner of Parker's Barbershop.
Well, a lot of history here because Parker's Barbershop's been here since how long?
In this location, it's been here 25 years.
And it started where?
It started in Victorville, but on another street, on La Paz.
Okay, but a lot of years here, too. And you actually own the shop now because Parker is not here any longer.
No, he passed away.
And but you actually took over the shop how long ago?
It's been 4 years.
Yeah. But you were here how many years working here?
I've been here 17 years.
Yeah. So you started here, and he was an avid, I think I remember him being an avid golfer and like going to Las Vegas.
Oh, yes. Vegas, he played softball, he golfed. Yeah, he was very active, very active.
Well, I see some old friends and families and people that come through and kids that grow up, so it's very much about kind of generational type things, too, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. We have customers in the shop right now that have been coming since they were in junior high school.
Well, and you've made this pretty much a family-oriented type place as far as you have who working here with you?
I have my husband, Frank.
Yeah, hi, Frank. Hi.
My daughter, Kim.
Hey, Kim.
My other daughter, Karen.
Hi, Karen.
And that's Ashley. She's not my daughter, but she's like my daughter. Yeah. So, yeah. And then Bob. Now, Bob's been here 17 years.
Yep. And Bob's right back there on the bench. Can you see him back there, Chris? Hey, Bob. How you doing? There's Bob back there, and he's been here forever, too. And he still comes and does a day or two a week or something?
He works 2 days a week on Saturday and Monday. Okay. Yep.
So a lot of history here, family involvements here. And you see families, like I said, they'll come and go. And on this show today, I mentioned Caden's getting a haircut. Yes. So this is his very first one. He'll be almost 2, just a few days short of being his second year. Now, what is typical about getting your first haircut? Is it something I would remember? Do you remember getting the first cut that you ever had?
No, I don't. But
why does it always seem like something that's going to be so traumatic?
Well, because they don't know what's going on, and they cry because, they're afraid. They don't know what's going on. But I think he'll do good.
Well, we've kind of anticipated him for this. We brought him in, as you know, a few days, got him used to seeing the chair, what the shop is like. He's had control and run of everything in here and had handled clippers and everything else. So we're hoping for the best with this.
Yes.
Now, when we talk about history, though, with Parker's Barbershop, you've kept the name because people know the name and it's synonymous with friends and family and so on.
It has a very good reputation. It's been here, so long that, they just know Parker's.
Well, something changed, though, when you took over. I noticed a change in here. And the change was, Chris, take a look at the walls. Look at this. Wow. We've got some heroes, some music. Is this all you? Is this personality that comes through?
Well, I did this because people can relate to this.
Yeah.
They can relate to music. They can relate to movie stars. Everybody knows who Marilyn Monroe is, and it's so people can relate to it.
Well, let's talk about the hours and get that out there. First off, Parker's is open, you're doing 7 days a week?
7 days a week. Monday we're open 8 to 1, and then Tuesday through Friday we're open 8 to 5. Saturday 8 to 2, and Sunday we're open 10 to 2.
And Parker's is located where? How do you describe it to people?
I say 7th Street between Carl's Jr. and Joanne's. Joanne's, yeah.
So you're in the plaza here right between Carl's and Joanne's. Easy to find. People will know it. And if you need to look it up, you certainly can do that. Have we gone as far as websites or any of that sort of thing yet?
No, we don't have a website. Okay. No.
No, not too many shops do because it's really not a necessity. People will park and walk in and then get in conversation.
We don't take appointments, so, it's just walk-ins, all day long. So.
Right. Well, I'm going to ask you a few things.
Okay.
This is not a trick. I'm going for some history now because I don't know. I know kind of a few things. But, for instance, you've got up on the wall there. There it is right there. That's the barber pole that we call it, and I do know that much. Why do we refer to that as a barber pole, and what's the significance about that or history about it?
Well, barbers used to actually be doctors, surgeons, and they used to hang their towels, their bloody towels, outside. And so the red means blood, and the white's for bandages. The blue was actually added later in England, so but it used to just be red and white.
What is the most common thing in this profession? Are you a collector of fine barber-type items that go back in historic value?
I actually collect straight razors.
All right.
Yeah.
What's the most significant piece you've found, and what did you have to pay for it?
I actually found a straight razor in Carlsbad just a couple of weeks ago, and it was from the 1800s, and I paid $10 for it.
Wow. Not bad. Not a bad find,
yeah.
because I've looked at some shops, and I think I found a straight razor with the tray, a small tray, for leaving it in alcohol, I would imagine, or antiseptic. And it was $95 for what they wanted there.
Oh, what year was it?
It was about a 1917, as I remember, and it wasn't in that great a shape.
Yeah, this one wasn't either. I thought it was in better shape than they thought it was, so yeah, it could still be sharpened and probably used. The one I
what
bought.
other types of things would people collect in this industry? I collect microphones, old cameras, because I'm in this.
Shaving mugs, a lot of people collect those. Barber poles, clippers, old clippers, like hand clippers, the ones that you don't plug in, the old ones. Stuff like that. That's probably about it, but barber poles and the straight razor is probably the most popular.
All right, the most unique barber pole you've ever seen out there. Describe one of those to me.
Actually, it was a stand-up. It stood about 6 feet high. Most of them, you put them on the wall, they're bolted to the wall, but this one was actually standing up, from the ground, and it was turning, and it had the light on top. It was actually really unique.
Don't go away, everybody. We're at Parker's Barbershop. Phone number, can they call you?
Oh, yeah, 760-241-7860.
All right, that's where we are. We're going to be back. Caden's headed for the haircut, and we're going to talk to some fine customers here and some of the rest of the staff. So don't go anywhere. We're here at Parker's simply because you ought to know. Stay with us. Welcome back, everybody. Jim Hall. I told you we're in Victorville, 7th Street in Victorville. Parker's Barbershop is where we are. And while Caden's getting his first haircut today, now how many haircuts do you think you had in your lifetime?
One a month for 37 years.
For how many?
12 months.
All right, there you go. Can you remember your first haircut?
No, I can't.
Can you remember a traumatic experience you had any time in your life, 3, 4, 5 years old, getting in a barber's chair?
Not really. I always liked the barber.
What about the dentist? Did you always like the dentist?
Dentist. Yeah.
All right, Frank, we saw you in the background over here, but how many days a week are you here during the show?
I'm here 5 days a week.
5 days a week. How long have you been cutting hair?
Approximately 3 years.
Okay, so you must have done other things in your life before. What gave you an interest in this?
Well, one of the things, reason why I became a barber is because we bought the shop, and I like working for myself, and so I decided, well, as long as we own a shop, I might as well be a barber.
I've always wanted a little shop. I've seen the ones, grew up down in Orange County. It's in fact, actually, in Orange, a lot of the antique district down there, a lot of the small, tiny little shops. I always wanted to have my own little type shop. Is that how you were?
Yeah, I've liked working for myself.
Yeah.
And of course, my wife's been cutting hair for a long time, and I figured since we got a shop, I might as well be a barber and work for myself. And it turned out I really like it.
Yep. Well, we mentioned it's very much family-oriented. Alita, come back out here. In fact, people have been coming here for years and years and years. You're telling me about a customer that started coming when he was about, what, 5 years old?
5 years old, yes.
So,
and
do the modern math. He mentioned, I think he whispered, somewhere around 25 years coming to the shop?
Yep.
Now, what's significant about this gentleman we're going to meet?
He
He really was a fan of Parker's, wasn't he?
He was. Parker, I think, gave him his first haircut. Then he went to the Navy. He was gone for a while. He came back and he found out Parker had passed away. And it really upset him. So he wanted to do something to remember Parker. And so he's right here, Robbie.
Come on over, Robbie. How you doing?
Doing good. How you doing?
Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you.
And you're how old now?
I'm 30 years old now.
30 years old. Parker did your first haircut?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, he was in the chair over there. I walked in, and that was actually the first haircut I remember getting. It was from Parker.
Well, you've got something unique because Parker's passing, and of course the shop is still here, and you're still here, and all the friends and family can still come, and so that's very much keeps Parker's name alive, as she does here at the shop, don't they?
Absolutely.
Well, you're doing it a different way. What did you do?
I ended up getting a tattoo of Parker. He used to draw a cartoon character, and he had him all over the walls. And I remember just seeing it when I was little, and just always thought kind of was a funny character. And like Alita said, when I came back from the Navy, I found out that he had passed, and so I kind of wanted to get something to remember him by. But the thing is, I didn't know how to go about it, and I told the story to a friend of mine, and he says, "Well, dude, like you said, that was the first place you remember stepping into. Why don't you get it on your foot?" So I ended up getting it on my foot.
Well, you've got a lot of ink here now.
Oh yeah, I got.
How many do you have?
Total, if you count all this,
Everybody knows on their ink now. They
Yeah,
got to count.
yeah.
So you know how many you have, don't you?
about 4.
Do they all mean something to you?
Actually, yes, they do. I got a lot of music bands from here on this side because I'm really passionate about music. I'm a big kid, so I got Transformers on this sleeve. I have just a lot of memorabilia.
Well, Parker meant something to you. We've got to see this now. So let's see. You remove your sock, and you got it on your foot. And I'm taking you got it on your foot because that was the only open area you had at that point.
Pretty much, yeah. But at the same time, like I said, it made sense to get them get it there because this was the first barbershop I remember stepping foot into, and Parker did my first haircut.
I got it. Stepping foot into. All right. I'm a little slow at times, all right? All right, everybody, we're going to be back, and it's haircut time coming up. You ready to do Caden's hair?
Yes, I am.
We've planned for this. We've tried. We've worked with him. Remember, he's only going to be 2 years old. And this is our 300th show, by the way, number 300. He's been with us on 75 shows or better now, and so he'll be back. I want to bring in a youngster here. Come on over here real quick with me. Member of the family?
Yes, this is my son, Dominic.
And Dominic, how long have you been cutting hair?
I never cut hair.
Well, you've cut your own hair. Well, somebody cut your hair, didn't they?
Yeah.
Who cut your hair? Oh, okay.
And my
All right.
sister.
Don't
Kim.
tell anybody. They cut my hair, too. How about that? You like that? All right. Tell everybody out there they need to keep watching.
Keep watching.
That's right. Simply because you ought to know. We'll be right back. It's haircut time. Welcome back, everybody. Jim Hall, you ought to know. And we're at Parker's. I told you on 7th Street in Victorville. And Alita, it's haircut time. So what type of cut are we going to give this guy today?
We're going to give him a little boy's haircut.
All right. Now, we got the tail back there. Look at, I'm a grandfather, and Mom and Dad and all of us want to save hair. So I'm going to set these aside, and we're going to catch some Caden hair today. And he's actually got this tail thing going back here. And people that have watched the show for a long time, there comes that part. Look at that. All right, Caden. It's even on camera. There it is. Ooh, look at that thin little hair. And I'm going to tuck that in the bag up here. Maybe.
Right here. Just put it right here.
Just put it right there. And there it is. And that's actually the first haircut he has had now in just short of 2 years. He'll be 2, August 18th. And as we're doing this particular show, Alita, Parker's Barbershop, a lot of history here, but this type of haircut, do you get a lot of youngsters coming in for their first cuts?
Oh, yes, we do. We do actually a lot of first-time haircuts, and we have a certificate we also give out after the haircut's over. So, you know, it kind of makes it more special having the little certificate to show that they got a little boy's haircut.
All right. Well, so far, he's done a little, I got to tell you how, in preface to this, we've done a little practice with him. Have you encouraged parents to bring the little ones in, get them used to the shop, or see the environment in the chair?
We do that. The fathers will bring them in and let them watch while they get their haircut, and it helps because they know what's going to happen before they get their haircut.
Now, what about doing a youngster like this? When do you really advocate bringing in a youngster to get their first haircuts done, or is it pretty much up to the family?
It's pretty much up to the family. Most of the people will do it at a year. They usually come in at a year. And the earlier, usually the better, because they don't know what's going on, but they do get used to it. So, yeah, the earlier the better, I would say. Because as they get older, then they move around more and, you know.
Well, we're starting to see some of the movement. He's starting to feel back there on the back of the neck. Something's changed a little bit. And little Connor, now that his younger brother, 8 months old, sitting off here adjacent to us, and we have a shot of Connor sitting there, and he's already practicing growing hair. Yeah. So he'll be ready. But actually, you talked about bringing him in as early as a year. Yeah. Many times, do parents hold the young ones in?
They do. But, you know, I mean, if they have a ton of hair at a year, then I would suggest getting a haircut. But like him, he's probably not going to have enough hair to get a haircut at a year. Yeah. So, but I've cut as young as a month. They just have so much hair that they have to get it cut, you know.
All right, well, I'm going to mention some things that we're doing here with him. Look, he's got some distractions here. There's cars. It's actually video running on the phone. You can see the mobile devices out here and a little technology. He's got some, he's got his snacks. What'd you bring out here?
He's got
cinnamon snack.
Cinnamon Crunch cereal to keep him busy.
Well, he's enthralled with the video, except he knows he's paying a little bit more attention today what's going on, so he's watching what's going on there. Let me see. Show him some keys also. You want to play with that and set the alarm on Grandpa's vehicle? You can do that outside. Nobody will mind. And as he's getting the first haircut, a lot of these kids, is this typical of what you go through?
Oh, yes. Yeah, with first haircuts, you usually have to cut it pretty fast, and, you know, I've done a lot of these, so.
Now, he's tolerating it better than I thought he would at this point. Now, he's sitting in, you have the bench to raise him up a little higher. Yeah. We've brought in his seat that he sits in when he eats at home. He was a little bit more comfortable with that. It seemed to work well for him. Oh, you know what? You actually gave him a clipper the other day that made some noise, too. He has an interest. He actually tried to take that to his hair. You want to show him that one a little bit and see what he does?
Remember this?
There's the clipper. Do you remember that, Caden? He's looking at that.
Turn it on?
And he likes switches. He will get in the studio when we are there on set and turn switches on and off. He likes that. Okay, I'm going to hold that one and see if you can work along with us while that's happening. Now, while we're doing this, I got to tell you, you can see we're preoccupying him a little bit. And as we do that, he likes the clipper. By the way, these clippers are not cheap, are they?
About $130.
Yeah. So we don't want this hitting the floor. We don't want any damage to the clippers. But you can see they're preoccupied. He loves the little vibration. Yeah. Now he wasn't. He wants to get a hold up, and there he is with his fingers up in there. It won't hurt him, by the way. We got to mention it won't hurt him. But he likes the vibration of it, the noise of it. It doesn't scare him. He's quite the opposite with that. Now we're getting the backside. Chris, you want to come on in and around here a little bit? You can see some of what's going on with the back. And it's starting to shape up. You can see a little bit of the clip there, a little bit of the cut. It's starting to look really good on him. And Caden's kind of preoccupied between the snacks, the movie, and the clippers. He's keeping the clipper running, though, with the vibration. And he hears you working back there, so he wants to know what you're doing.
I know. Yeah, he's curious to see what I'm doing, but he's more interested in that clipper, I think.
Now he's giving...
Yeah,
you're doing the taper back there.
Yeah, we're giving him a taper, and Probably around the ears is going to be the tough part because unless the clipper keeps him from moving, but yeah, he's coming along. He's going to look really cute when he's done.
All right, and as I mentioned, he's been on over 75 shows with us here in this particular juncture, and this is our first show of the new season into year number 5, and this is our 300th show today with all the shows that have been done between here, the fairgrounds, shows you've seen in Hawaii, and so on. And this particular show happens to be a spectacular one because his first haircut, of course, here at Parker's. So kind of a lot of things going on in this particular show. He seems to be doing well with you up around that ear.
Yeah, he's doing better than I thought.
All right, well, don't go anywhere, everybody. We're going to be right back. You'll see the final haircut and what it looks like. So stay with us simply because you ought to know. We'll be right back. You'll see the haircut all finished up. Well, that's going to put the wraps on another show, everybody. Jim Hall, You Ought to Know, and there's Connor getting ready for his haircut. It'll be coming soon enough, but take a look here. The Caden's hair, the back, that looks fantastic, Alita. He did pretty good in the chair.
He did. He didn't move as much as I thought he was going to.
All right, let's see if we can turn him around and get a shot of him. There he is, looking pretty good. And he's got a certificate. There's a certificate.
Yes.
What, first
This
haircut?
is his first haircut certificate. So now he's a big boy.
You're a big boy, haircut. And he's a little bit tired now after the clipping today. But he's got his haircut, and we're here, Parker's Barbershop. As a matter of fact, be sure to check out our website, yououghtaknowtv.com. Yououghtaknowtv.com. All of our shows are listed there. You'll be able to view our shows, check our website, where we're going to be headed to, and we'll be talking to you more right here. Simply because, like with all of our shows, Caden, you ought to know. See you next time, everybody.